So hello and welcome to a new challenge. This time the every other day excellent Power Query challenge from Omid. Something about data cleaning. So we have here a mixed table and we need to bring it into order. I've did this challenge in advance because I want to be the fastest with Omid's challenges, but never mind. And I've also as you will witness here, these are US date formats, but unfortunately they're hard-coded into the text. So I changed them to European date format, so to create an even playing field for everyone. So you see here, these are mixed up data points, and we should bring them into this order here, so date, product, and quantity. So therefore, first I will split this. So first for a single line here, then trim to remove unnecessary spaces here, because here are two spaces, here is only one space, so that I don't need separate delimiters here. I use trim. Then I will also name this. So here this is leave for data. This is S for splitted, and then I use N for, because currently this isn't a number, this is a text formatted as a number, and if I want to make text and numbers to numbers, I use normally if error multiplied with once, and if it is an error, so you see here this would be an error because a multiplied with something isn't a number, and therefore I would use this. And you see a is there if there isn't something, if there isn't a number, so then the value from before would be there. So name this n, and now I use the sort function to sort this by column. Need to sort n, and there you get it. So here we have the quantity, and then the date, and then the product, and it is the same for everything, because the sort function first sorts numbers and then letters in the standard configuration. So you see here first the letters ascending, first the numbers ascending, and then the letters, yeah, kind of ascending, but you need to pay attention for this here. AAA is the same, is rated higher than B, so single character, but here we have only single character, so only characters, and then two numbers, and one is obviously a little bit smaller, so you can use the sort function here. Make this aside. So then name this OR for order, and now we will use HSTACK, and then we want to stack it differently. So first we want to have the date, therefore we choose the column of O and the second column. Then we want to have the product here, so the last column, therefore I take the take function, and here column is -1 because I want to have the last column, and then also take the first column as well. So, and you see it's ordered here, but only for the first one. And you could do something with map and check the different delimiters to do this, but if you know the reduce function, you could also use the reduce function. So initial value will not fill in here currently, But here I need here an array and then a function, so a lambda, a and b. I name this normally a and b. And then, oh no, I need to name this d, because then I can remove this here. And if you know the reduce function works basically as a kind of a map function, but reduce function is one of the most advanced and coolest functions there in Excel, because the reduce functions has the possibility to output arrays, and arrays not only in the single form here, so only vertical or horizontal, but also both, so 2x2 arrays or something like this. And therefore we use the reduce function. So you see here, the reduce function outputs us the last one here. But you could use a trick here. So if you do here something VSTACK and then stack A, so this initial thing here, and then close the brackets, you see here's a problem, we have an error, we will shortly cover this. But then you see here, so M, then this, and this is done on purpose, let's say, if we say it that way, because here this array is inputted as with the map function. So you can say here D is like a map, so we do this row by row or column by column. And then you also have here the initial value, and the reduce function does this thing. So with the first function, yeah, we have an error here, but I might omit it with the second row. The second row here is done. A is the value from before, and then B is our new value, or D in this case. No way, yeah, D in this, or this value here, and then A, the reduce function will stack it then. So the new value A for this column here, for this row here, is then this. So this is the A for this row, and then this is A for this row, and so on and so on. So you have every time an array, with the exception of the current row you're in, that is like trailing with one behind, and then you have you can add this. So with the last row, this is our array we have, and then we add this array or this row here to this array here, and this is our output we then get here for the reduce function. And if you don't want to have the header here, you need to either input something here like a 0, but then you get an additional row, and we don't want to have it here. You could use the drop function to get rid of it, but we have here an advantage. We also need a header line here, and therefore you could also use here the initial value. So we can use HSTACK, then type everything in, date, product, quantity, and you have the array here. If you now format this, you see it is exactly as it should be, nicely formatted, everything sorted, and it's done. So here you see the reduce function is very handy for this, and then also like the sort function we can use for this purpose. And then use here CHOOSECOLS and take to then take our values from the sort function. This would be a problem if we would have here values like 100,000. As you see here, then the date and the quantity would be changed, but we don't have such large values here in this original data set. Here, and then also the reduce function you see here for when you have a header here, your initial A for this line is this line here, and then you add every time a new row up until the last row. There you stack this array here, so everything you did before, and stack at the bottom the new data row, and there you get it. There you get your result, and that's the beauty of it. You, with the reduce function, you have your you can output arrays as they you can output arrays with more than one dimension. That's the beauty of it. So if I wouldn't have the reduce function, we can also do this quickly. Map, then you see the map function, but here you see you rephrase the problem. Is this right? Oh yeah, sorry. First this one. I need to adjust this a little bit. Okay, this is then D. So you see here you have a calculation error, and you get this error because you are now handling with so-called arrays of arrays, and you do not want to have those. Therefore, you could use TEXTJOIN, take a delimiter here, and there you get your results. And the separate columns are splitted with here this line here, and then you can join everything together with another delimiter. So in this case, I use the paragraph sign, and then you get everything together in a single cell. And now you could use TEXTSPLIT to split your column delimiter. Then it's the line we used, and your row delimiter is the paragraph sign we used for concatenating the rows. And then you would also get here this, but you have two flaws here. One, the formula is a little bit longer, so even without the header we are longer than before, and you don't have number values here. So to get number values, you need to use our trick from before, because you, with the concatenation, you make everything a text. So here we have again our number values, and if we want then there also a header, we now use also VSTACK, HSTACK, write the header names in, so close the brackets and close the bracket here, and we now have also the header, and we can now paste the format here over the second table, and you see here both tables are the same, but the formula here is much more longer and not so advanced. And if you know how to deal with HSTACK, and not with HSTACK, with reduce, I highly recommend to use this way than the old school way. I did the old school way a long time until I understood reduced. But yeah, feel free to reach out in the comment if you want to have more about reduce, or if you need some additional help and assistance there.